Colorado Avalanche going on to another team that really is in a very win now window. They are currently on pace for 127 points, which would tie them for fifth best point total in NHL history. Do you just hand them the Stanley Cup today?
No.
No. I feel like you set me up on that one because you wrote the question.
No, for any
it's
number.
It's a setup. I was framed.
I said those last night. You had a lot of time to think about this, Mr. Man.
Yeah.
I would say no for a couple of reasons. Number one, if you look at the top 10 teams in terms of points in a single season,
yeah,
only 3 of them went on to win the Stanley Cup, if you can believe that. And they were all...
Well, it's a curse of the President's Trophy, right?
They were all... Yeah, I don't know if that's a curse. I'm going to get into that.
Yes.
And they were all 3 of them were Montreal late 70s dynasty teams, okay? The 1930 Boston Bruins have the best winning percentage of all time, and they didn't win the Stanley Cup.
Right.
You look at the Edmonton Oilers, they're 4 Stanley Cup winning teams. Mm-hmm. Like they had 119 points one year, but they never piled up the points in the regular season. The Islanders, the 4 years they won, they did not bust their butts in the regular season to get over the finish line in first place.
Yeah.
And they would go on to win. So, and it's interesting. In 2019, I was in Tampa towards the end of the season, and I was in John Cooper's office, and we were chatting. And this was the year they put together the epic regular season and then collapsed in the playoffs. Yeah. And we were talking about, who do you pick for the Stanley Cup? And he said, well, and he said, well, like if you were a betting guy and you said, and somebody said, you can take either Tampa Bay or the field, you're going to take the field.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like teams that finish first overall, I don't think it's a curse. They win about 25% of the time. The President's Trophy team wins a Stanley Cup about 25% of the time. Mm-hmm. That's still the best odds of any team that finishes anywhere else in the league. So you still got the best odds of winning, but your path is, your path can be tough. And it is going to be tough in the Central Division with the Colorado Avalanche. Well, the first team they'll play will be the first wild card team, but it won't be easy. And I mean, let's not forget that the Carolina Hurricanes are on pace for 125 points themselves, which is not too bad either. Yeah. So no, I would not go giving the Stanley Cup to the Colorado Avalanche just yet. Yeah. Because there's just too many mitigating factors. Yeah.
There's a joke. It's apocryphal. It never really took place, but where Michael Jordan says to Steph Curry, "Hey, 73-9 is pretty good, but hang on. 74-9 is pretty good, but 73-10 has a better ring to it."
Nice.
I'm probably getting those lines mixed up, but
something like that.
The point is that yes, to your point, Tampa put up an incredible regular season. And I mean, as a goaltending guy, one of the best goalie performances was Halak saying to the Washington Capitals, "No thanks." Yeah. I think 2010 is that.
Yes.
2010, 2011.
Yeah. And that team was, I think, 120 points. Yeah. That Washington team was like 120 points.
And those halves sucked.
Yeah.
To be nice, they sucked. Right. So, it's especially in hockey comparative to other sports. And this is its own argument, but the game really does change in the playoffs.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
And so a good regular season team does not equal a good playoff team. And you don't need to look any further back than the last 3 years of the New York Islanders being middling regular season teams and then walking to the playoffs and saying, "I'm going to hurt you. I'm going to hurt you. I'm going to hurt you."
Last 2 years. Yeah.
Right. And so, and of course, really coming within a hair's breadth away from beating the Tampa Bay Lightning in the conference final last year. It was overtime, I think it was. Overtime game 7.
Was it? I can't remember.
I think it was overtime game 7. Anyways, I remember thinking, wow, that was way better than Montreal did. Not to say that there was a very high bar there. But yes, I agree with you. You got to play the playoffs. Nathan MacKinnon is very fun to watch in the playoffs, and it should only be more fun the more pissed off he gets walking into the playoffs.
Right.
So, yeah, I agree with you.